This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ping.fm, and Upsnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Welcome to Transformations with Tara Sutphen. Tara Sutphen is the author of Blame It on Your Past Lives, Soul Agreements, and The Abenda Chronicles. Grammy-nominated audios, videos, and MP3 series. You can find these MP3 series now at TaraInsight.com.
Hey, welcome to Transformations with Tara. This is my guest today, Jason D. McKean, and he is the voice of Om, over 1 million recordings sold around the world. And Jason, thank you for being on the show today.
Good morning, Tara. How are you?
Very good. Thank you.
Awesome.
So, yeah, beautiful, amazing day. And we were going to talk about hypnosis this morning because, hypnosis is very close to both of us. You've been doing a lot of really wonderful hypnosis. And I've been, I do hypnosis almost every day with someone. It's been definitely our life. So I wanted to talk about it today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, and you do like a distance, like through the phone, through Skype, through the...
Yes, through Zoom, anything, even over the phone sometimes.
Yeah.
Done all across the world, Indonesia, New Zealand, I have a lot of clients in New Zealand, Australia, Europe.
It's amazing, isn't it? How technology,
yes.
it doesn't halt the process of connecting, where your voice can connect with someone and help them, to help them either move through an issue that they're going through or to bring up a talent, an area that they want to expand upon within themselves. Hypnosis can be used for those aspects where we can calm the spirit, or we can energize the spirit to move in another direction.
Right. It can be it's just kind of directing the spirit. The animal in you, it needs direction.
Yes.
Because you might I find this with a lot of people, that who they are on the outside isn't necessarily what they are on the inside. And so it blends you into who you would like to become. Mm-hmm. And so if that's a very well and healthy person, then that's what it's going to mold you as. If it's a career-minded person, it's going to mold you as that, because it helps your mind, set in a direction and a focus of what you want and why you want it. And so, anything, if you've been too depressed, it motivates you into, if nothing else, you can say that you're going to get more ions when you take a shower, your vitamins are more absorbed, whatever it is, you will, your body, I gave myself suggestions. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And suggestions, they kind of help with that machine part of our mind, or that part of us that likes to get into a pattern that is the programming part of us. And when, because we're always programming ourselves, no matter if we think we are or not. And if we get into the same routines and all that's like an affirmation, or it's like reaffirming that program. And so, if someone is wanting to change up a pattern or routine, it's like it takes some work to reprogram, but it's like there's a part of you that is like saying, no, I am deciding to change this up. This no longer works for me, this particular routine, these habits that I'm in, and I'm directing this. I'm choosing to change it up. And so it becomes this powerful tool to be able to the mechanical part of our brains. It's like as humans, it's like we like patterns. We find comfort in patterns. And I'm sure that with the quarantine, the COVID lockdown. I'm sure we've all developed like new habits.
New eating patterns, maybe.
New eating patterns, but how we communicate too with others, family, friends. Sometimes,
right. Fear, a lot of fear. Yeah,
a lot of fear. A lot of fear
about everything, from being, in social distance with people to, just leaving your town, leaving your house, leaving your town, leaving the country. All of a sudden, everybody's like grounded.
Yeah, leaving your wardrobe, or you no longer like dress in nice clothes. It's just, no, my sweatpants will do again today.
Yeah, no.
It's like clothes? No, don't need them today.
No, I'm in horse clothes a lot, so I understand. Yeah, I don't wear white pants to the horses. Yeah.
That's like probably one of those first rules of equestrian behavior, right? It's like never wear clothes that you're not wanting to get dirty.
Right. Like this blouse, I would never wear to the horses. Because they just like to rub up against you and love you, But it's like, okay, you're now gooey, loved on. Yeah.
Yeah. It's dusty. It's dusty where horses are.
Yeah.
I've been around enough horses to know, not the same as you and Amy and other horse lovers in our family.
Yes.
It's like it's nothing to like because circumstances outside of ourselves they have their influence. Like the lockdown. It's like not something that you're going. Yeah, I hope this happens. Or I'm shut out of my life. So it's there's one doesn't have to go into areas of shame or guilt about things that are outside of your realm of control, and so that is an important part of of looking at how or why one wants to change things up. When you recognize that a pattern, a habit is not of benefit to you, it's like, what, I need to change this up so that and I need to work on it now. I need to start today. And what do you suggest as far as like the amount of programming, like
well, I always say 60 to 90 days when you're working on something. So, and I mean, Jason and I both do a lot of creating an MP3 for a person. And then, I have people who just can't lose weight. They just can't get over a health problem. They can't get to their successful, they're not wrangling their success. And so I have hypnothesia. I have an MD who's an anesthesiologist and a surgery center. So
it takes them into a much deeper state.
Well, it just doesn't allow you to block yourself. Right. You are not allowed to block yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. How what's like the easiest way that people block themselves? Like what do they tell themselves?
Well, I think it's discipline. I think it's that they don't do their MP3. Now, I have a client. I'm going to go ahead and, talk about this wonderful client I have. Her and I, we started in December of 2018. She was on the danger list. She was very low weight. She was weighed, I think, 89 pounds at the time. And she's in her 30s, mid 30s. Probably later 30s, really. And she had already had a kidney transplant that was 10 years old. And so it was failing. And she needed help. She was on the danger list. So we started, I made her an MP3 with her. And she then... she gained 30 pounds within 3 months. It just really worked for her. And she was diligent. She would listen to her MP3 every night. And so then she asked to have a boyfriend. She wanted a boyfriend. And so we put that into her next MP3 and some other stuff, working on some health ailments that were coming up for her, and different things. And that all stabilized, and she had a boyfriend within 3 months. And he wanted to give her a kidney. Because in the same MP3, I'm calling for a kidney, then she's going to get this kidney, right?
Wow, that's love.
And, yeah. And so, yeah, that's love. And so he wasn't a match for her kidney, but he was a match for her blood type. And so became on her team, her kidney team. And he's been fabulous. And his mother's been fabulous. You know, I mean, these people have just, you know, such human angels on the planet, right? So then we you know, just every few months, we would make another MP3 of whatever she was dealing with. And by December, it had taken us a year, but by December, she had passed the physical with the hospital that she was on the list now to get the transplant.
Wow.
So it took a year to get her there, but we got her there. And so then, you know, and I feel that if she's such a good subject, that if we had gotten to her, if I had gotten to her 5 years before, she might have not rejected the other kidney, you know, because she's such an amazing mind of just being able to focus and handle it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Really a wonderful person. So then she got the transplant. She got it in May. And, you know, we were calling this kidney what she needed, what she wanted. And it wasn't just a kidney. That's it wasn't the day, she didn't know who was giving her the kidney. But we found out the next day, and it was like the best kidney that you could have on the planet. It was a hero's kidney. It was somebody who's brave. It was a fireman's kidney, and he is so strong. And on top of everything else, she loves horses. And she not only just loves horses, he loves horses too, and has his own horse. So, I mean, it was just everything. And so this was just programming. We were just doing the MP3s, you know, the programming. And of course, you know, I do a lot of success programming. I do a lot of other health programming. I do a lot of, you know, just kids studies to college studies, you know, anything like that. You know, I've really helped everybody get their college degree and stuff like that. But this was, you know, it was really a fun, you know, I just love her to death anyway. And she's amazing. Yeah, she was an amazing subject and really just took it and ran with it.
Yeah, I mean, that does sound like, you know, someone who is like, who does their part too in taking the programming and integrating it,
yeah,
you know, so that it can have a beneficial effect. You know, it's like, it's not just enough for you to listen to it a couple times and say, well, where are the results? You know, it's like you doing your part in your own health and how you maintain an environment within yourself. And you don't poison your own well with fear, with you know, the notion of, you know, failure. It's like, no, I'm going to do this. This is what I am doing for myself. I'm going to do that. The boyfriend, you know, he's making the rest of us look bad. You know, it's like I think I gave my wife a card, you know, like on our anniversary. And it's like,
well, that's pretty good.
It's like,
that's good.
It's like, I remembered it. I remembered our anniversary. Come on, you know. It's like, what do you want? An organ?
Yeah, an organ. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, and you know, he was ready to give her an organ within the, you know, first couple of weeks of knowing her.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we called it. I mean, and that's part of the calling in of what you need in your life. I do a lot of that as well. That's why I use the moon as the symbol, because, I believe it's the personal spotlight in your life. And that, if you get into the whole mode of that, your life is meaningful and that you're going to be seen for who you are in the world, then, that's who you become. I mean, I have I have one client who's hugely in the news right now. And she was an invisible person for many years. And she's been my client for many, many years. And and I said that you need to become invisible, and this will come out in the press, sooner or later. Maybe we'll talk about it sometime, but she's visible. All right. Now we laugh about it because it's like, well, I didn't mean like the whole world visible.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. With that idea of people putting their self into a spotlight, right? Like finding the value in what it is that they want to do. Do you have to prep someone beforehand just to get them to that point where
I just take notes.
But where they see what they desire, has the value of putting it out there, rather than that, because I find that a lot of people will talk themselves out of their own desire. If they think, I need to do this for myself, and it's like, no.
Well,
it's like,
see, that's just it. You can be a real giver. And I had a friend who just died, and she was a fantastic friend. Mm-hmm. We all loved her so much, but that a lot of people who give, they're not allowed to receive. They don't allow themselves.
They don't allow themselves
to receive. And it's tricky. It's all tricky. You just have to do, when you do the mind programming, I believe you get out of your own way. So you're not just feeling like you're spinning your wheels all the time. You're going for something that you want, and you're clear about it. It adds a focus. And so you're not all over the place as far as thinking, oh no, I want to do this. I want to do this career. I want to do that career. I want to hang out with that friend. To whereas you just confuse your whole life. Even in coronavirus, when you're at home, I'm still not able to, accomplish anything. Eating all your reserves, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, wait, help you here. Yeah. Because, you're not disciplined to be at home really anymore. As, just as Americans, I know that, people they go out, you're going out into the workplace, you're going out into the world, consumers and so on. And so the thing is that, learning to stay at home has been a real chore for a lot of people. It's really confused them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that extrovert to the introvert to that, this is that dichotomy again of not knowing what you want or who you are.
Well, it can start new patterns too of behavior. And, I find I'm very adaptable, because if someone had said, it's like, you're going to like just stop going out into the world and having your classes live, seeing your clients live, you're just going to stop. Then it'd be like, instant freak out. Right. But I've been able to convert almost everything to Zoom, to the phone, where it's not an issue. After a couple months, it was like starting to get into a new patterns and in a new flow of things. And I feel that, for myself personally, that's going to be changing up again to where, one shouldn't get too set in a routine, start to look for opportunities for it to change. But, it's easy to to get into these patterns, and then where you have to change things up, or you'd like to change them up, you can use the hypnosis, the programming, to expand upon that. Like with doing a lot of Zoom, I would like to be able to reach like more people, right? Wider audiences. And so, one could use programming to open that up within one's mindset too, where you make it okay within yourself to have like a further reach in the world.
Right. So yeah, no, I know. Well, I think that comes with people knowing, allowing people to know how, that it's kind of the wave. And I do think that hypnosis is really going to come back. Like, I'm already being asked to do certifications of hypnosis. So, and they picked it, like I said, okay, in the next 2 months, go ahead and pick a week, because I need 5 days. And, I have a center, and so that they can come to the center and, come and study. And so they chose like the 20th of July. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's interested in doing a certification, I am doing one.
So you're
July.
You're certifying people to become a hypnotist.
Yes.
So it's a hypnotist certification.
Yeah.
5 days.
5 days, 50 hours.
July 20th. Is that a Monday?
July
20th to the 25th? 24th.
24th. Yeah, and maybe I'll extend it to, maybe it'd be 6 days, the 50 hours. So that way, it's just easier. Yeah. Yeah, and everybody, so they can. Yeah.
Yeah, I was part of your hypnotist certification.
I know, it was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Always a blast.
It is fun.
And it's not just to be a hypnotist. It goes with any career, it's just that focusing and, giving it a little oomph.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus you learn the techniques of how to calm your own self, your own being, your own mind and spirit. And you can use those to go anywhere in life, to do anything in life. It's not just for the hypnotist part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And so that's the techniques that you learn. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And I use it for, the meditations that I do. I think, it does help to have like, to learn how to be, a calming presence too, when you're doing hypnosis, where, you're not too like, okay, now you're going to get really like sleepy and it's like where you know how to slow down yourself. So that
I've known a lot of really high energy people that were hypnotists. They're pretty funny, but some of them have gone on to be hypnotists in Las Vegas, do shows and all sorts of stuff.
That's a thing too, that, doing the stage shows and,
oh yeah,
I know. And that will, that's almost like, showing the kind of the miracle part of like religion.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's the tricks that go, oh, wow, that's right. Really cool. I want to learn how to do that, to make people cluck like a chicken, on command.
I don't do that too often. I knew one somnambulist, and I would say to, like kids around and stuff, watch this. And, I'd say something and it would happen. But, when I'd say a word or something, and she'd do little funny, cute things.
What's a
never
somnambulist?
To the detriment of somebody's personality. And nobody does anything against their morality anyway. So.
Yeah, I agree. It's not about, making fun of anyone. What's a somnambulist?
Somnambulist is when, well, they can really go into deep hypnosis, deep state. Yeah. And boy, they're learners. They can really do it. Those who, yeah.
Yeah, highly suggestible.
Highly suggestible. So, but they don't do anything against their morality. So the bottom line is that, you know, so there's a lot of good people who are somnambulists who they don't even know they're somnambulist. But if you try to tap them when they're watching TV and they're just completely glued, you know, that's maybe a form of somnambulism. You can kind of tell when people are somnamblistic.
Somnambulist.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks.
That word.
Thank you, Jason.
Somnambulistic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
Can someone be hypnotized into finding enlightenment?
Well, I think that you can be hypnotized into quieting your mind to find your spiritual center. Yes. Mm-hmm. I think that, and this is why I tell people a lot, because I believe that programming is very, very strong. And, you know, we have a lot of really incredible, like, religions across the world, like Buddhism and certain, you know, different temples and stuff that have a lot of monks. And they don't pray for anything. You know, they're in meditation for a long period of time, they're trying to reach enlightenment. Mm-hmm. And so, and quieting their spirit, whatever that is on earth. But they don't really, what I call source. I call sourcing because I use the moon. They don't really source for anything. So, or, you know, focus on getting anything earth related, mm-hmm. you know, to whereas I believe my work is all about clearing your, I mean, my psychic ability, my hypnosis ability, it's all to clear your path before you. Mm-hmm. And so it's not about, you know, reaching for nothing. It's actually reaching for something. So that's what I'm always.
And about being clear about what you're reaching for.
Right. And that's a lot of the work too, is a lot of people don't know what they're clear about. Mm-hmm. You know, they get into relationships that are not, you know, they just want a relationship. They don't want a great relationship. They don't want, you know, a great job. They are a career oriented job. They just want a job, you know, and they don't want the money that they, you know, should require for that job. You know, they'll take less, you know, it's all about, you know, that, you know, speeding your enthusiasm, your motivation, your inspiration, your worthiness really up to par with, you know, meditations and hypnosis. Mm-hmm. And I do it a lot by tricking. I trick the subconscious a lot. That's been my thing too, is I do a lot of dream therapy. And, you know, and so you're in a fanciful kind of setting, and I'm having you walk, talk, feel, know, because I hear, speak, you know, I have you doing a lot of different things in the meditation. But what I'm really doing is I'm clicking you into what you need to, you know, go forward with.
But is it a trick? Or is it bypassing?
It's bypassing
other parts that would be, you know, it's like, whoa, wait a second, I can't do that. That's crazy talk, right? Is it because trick is like it's one of those words that it's a tricky word,
right? It's because, a tricky word, right?
Because people don't like to be tricked.
I'm bypassing your because not people don't always just see in manifest form; they see in symbology, and so I'm trying to surpass, you know, your doubts and your well, I can't have that, you know, to whereas, you know, yeah, you can. Yeah. And so, I do it in like a dream therapy.
So that's what a way clearer does, is they show like an alternate vision there that one can say, oh yeah, okay, and find ways to connect to that rather than to disconnect, because disconnecting is when you maybe have a goal, but you only see like one path for you to get to that goal. And if someone says, well, what if you do it this way? What if we especially if you're not getting results in that in your own way, and you say, well, let's try this, it's like, well, no, that would mean that I have to do this. And then maybe they're, butting up against some of their own fear about how they have to rise up to, find new levels within themselves to be able to, do what they need to do. Right. It's like, I find, I can look at myself, my own personal journey, and say, oh yeah, I've been that person, who's held myself back, who hasn't gone forward in a lot of ways, because it means that, I have to view myself in a different way. And it's like, sometimes we don't have that vision of seeing ourselves in just another way. It's like, no, I just want to be this person that I am as I go through life. And it's like, well, no, it's like, you can also be this person too. You can be, like for a long time, I was like, I just wanted to be a musician. All right. Yeah. And it's like, well, no, you can be a producer too. You can be the engineer. You can be the lecturer, you can be the teacher, and it's like, well, no, I just want to be the musician. And it's like, until you start to open up to all these other areas, then it's like, you can hold yourself back and willingly hold yourself back. And, hypnosis can help to break down those areas where you just instantly say, no, I'm not going to be that person. I just want to be this person. And, but stay in a confined place, a limited place within yourself. And I feel that, if we're going to open up to our possibilities, that, hypnosis is like a really great tool to just start that process, so that we can start to grow, so that we can start to rise up within ourselves.
Right. And I think that, I can look back and, like on your life, you were an expert at so many things. You are.
I still am.
You are an expert at so many things. And yet you needed to come out behind the gold curtain there and, grace us with your presence. But that takes confidence. To where we started doing little projects together and stuff, and you came more into your own, and to where it's like, now look at you, it's like incredible. You have this huge following, and you were already the voice of over 1 million copies sold of recordings, mm-hmm. And yet nobody really knew that. Nobody still knows that probably, but. You resonate out the world, over and out into the world, something so beautiful. And it's it's wonderful to be a part of that.
It is amazing to be a part of that. It is fulfilling, if that was on my tombstone, even if it wasn't, right. It's just like, I know that, I've been a part of helping others open up to their own inner journey, and that is like that is amazing. Mm-hmm. And I don't have to be known for it, right? But it's like, I just came out with a new Om album that
tell us about that.
It's my 8th Om album. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Om Cosmos.
Well, and then you have all you have meditations with Om as well. And then I have Om behind a lot of my meditations.
That's right. And the Om is it's a tone that is, it's a blessing. It's not about, in my estimation, it's not about like just having a sense of power, but one of where one connects with the hum of the universe, and where you can, have those areas that you want to fulfill within yourself, and open those up and move towards them, bring them into reality for yourself. But the Om Cosmos, that came about because I always like to create something that's different. All of my Om albums have a point of difference, whether it's Om Indigenous or Om Sanctuary, Om Serenity. They all have a point of difference to them, whether I'm mixing the male and female Oms, or just bringing in a different sound behind the Oms, just to create a different kind of space for it. And Om Cosmos is it's very, like, I have some synthesizer backgrounds that are a little bit more spacey sounding. It's like taking this trip, like if you just sit in a rocket ship and then you just take off into the stars. And it's very incredibly meditative. It just takes you deep into it, and then you can have your own journey through it. And it's like one long flowing piece, so it doesn't interrupt, like halfway in the middle where it's like it's over. It's like it's an hour long. And sometimes that's like the perfect amount to go in and because you'll find that if you're focusing on the music, then you're not doing yourself like a service there. If it's too busy, if it's doing its thing too much, then you're taking it away from your own inner vision, your own journey. And so that's the one key when I'm creating it, listening back to it. If something takes me out of it, it's like, no, okay, I got to change it, because if it takes me out, it's going to take someone else out of it. And so that's right. the part of producing. Yeah, and it's a part of producing and all that. Over the years, you just are more familiar with how to create that sonic environment that people can use for meditation. So Om Cosmos, it's on Amazon, iTunes, and
JasonDMcKean.com.
And JasonDMcKean.com. But you can type in Jason D. McKean at Amazon and find it there, along with everything else.
I love it. Yeah, I really haven't gotten to listen to that one yet.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Have you been busy?
Just a tad busy, because when everybody else was, during, coronavirus, I was busy doing a lot of work over the computer and, traveling still. So. Yeah. It just came out, so I wouldn't expect you to, I can send you a copy. That would be nice.
And you can have it there on your computer.
Yes,
you can listen to it. I'll send you a copy.
Okay.
I'll get your information after this call.
Yes.
This show.
Yes. So I was just downloading a bunch of your stuff the other day, because I'm changing up my website, because I found it so difficult to, my MP3s have been on a website and it's been great, but they've had their own website, because it really wasn't with technology. In the last few years, digital technology has come a long ways now.
It's changing. Yes.
It's changing, thankfully, finally. So, my girl was able to put it on my website. Beautiful. So it's really good. It's really good that she's revising things, and so all your stuff was there too. And there's a couple other people. Cheyenne has one, but it was like, oh wow, she needs to do lots more. And so
yeah, Cheyenne, it's like she has like a great voice, and the is it a wealth abundance?
The money spell.
Yeah,
She
money
calls it
spell.
money spell. It's really fun.
Yeah. The actual meditation of it, the journey that she takes people on is just really fun and interesting on that one. But yeah, it's like it's definitely she's like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, as far as like she's able to take your qualities there of having a calming voice, and yet there's always a power there that helps someone to move forward in their life.
Right.
It's not just calming them, but it's also inspiring them at the same time, and having that combination it's a gift.
Yeah, she's Chef Cheyenne, but yeah, she is just incredible when it comes to any writing. Oh my gosh, I mean, I just wish she would put her writing out in the world. She's an incredible writer. I mean, more incredible than most people I've ever known. Writer, just has a way, beautiful way.
Yeah. So what's your website?
My website is tarainsight.com. Yeah, TARAINSIGHT.com. So yeah, my MP3s are not all up yet, but gosh, I was looking at. I have so much sleep programming. I have so many sleep programming. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I don't know if I have much sleep programming. I was like, yeah, I have tons of sleep programming. Yeah,
and that's another form of programming, of hypnosis, where as you go to sleep, it's like your mind will hear those suggestions. I mean, think about it, right?
Right.
Think about it, because how many times have you, and not just you, but everyone, like you're sleeping, and then all of a sudden there's an alarm that's going off in your dream, right? And it's like, oh my God, I've got to do this and this and this, because this alarm is like, it's alerting me to I have to take action in my dream. And so it shifts, right? Your dream shifts. And then as you start to move through this dream, you realize that it's your alarm clock that's going off, right? It's this exterior sound that's coming in, but it's coming into your consciousness, and it's forming an environment of its own within your consciousness. So if you're hearing these affirmations about how you're going to succeed in your life, how you're becoming more of the person that you desire to be, that can come into your consciousness, and you're allowing it, right? You say when you have one of these items, right? It's like, yes, I want to be this person. I want to be able to move in a positive direction in my life, and so you're doing the programming, and it takes time for this programming to come in and start to make a difference, where it becomes the default setting.
Well, I think that humans are all a little rebellious. They get kind of funny, like it's a parent or something telling them what to do, and so all of a sudden it's like, well, you're telling me
you're not the boss of me.
Yeah, they're not the boss of me. Yeah, that's it right there. And so, yeah, you start, you can go in the opposite direction. Like if it's to stop smoking, say if you listen to it one time, or you've come in to see me, or you've had an appointment, say an appointment. And then all of a sudden, you stopped, cut back for 3 or 4 days, but then you really start to smoke. because you're rebellious. You're like, oh yeah, nobody's going to tell me not to. So then it's this whole thing. I love it. I just love it. To whereas it's like, why? Why do you love it? You don't. You're just being rebellious at that point. So where is it that if you start listening to an MP3 for 60 to 90 days, by that time, you're not going to want to. It's just going to go to the wayside because you're going to program it into your subconscious mind that you don't really have to fight this. It's just going to go away.
Yeah. And sometimes, that's why, before someone starts like a program, it's good to, have a conversation with, the therapist, the hypnotherapist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that, if one is feeling that resistance, right? If they're feeling,
Mm-hmm.
because that's a block, when we,
Right.
when we rebel against something that is of benefit to us,
right.
That's a block.
Yeah.
And so when we're aware of it, when we have the awareness of our, the machine part of us, right? The part that, it's like where your default setting is to like, rebel and say, no, I'm going to do this because damn it, it's my life and I can do whatever I want, even if it's to our detriment, right? It's
right.
like, if we are able to see that, if we're able to like, oh, look what Jason is doing now, he's being the spoiled little brat, it's like, okay, I get it. It's like, keep moving towards, the programming and allow for it to do its work.
Right.
Allow for the new programming to come in.
Yeah. It's like a, whatever that chatter is that, can sabotage you. You're not, oh no, I can't do it. I don't have enough discipline. I don't have enough, I can't stay with anything, I hear this stuff like that all the time. It's like, well, you don't have to, you just have to listen.
Well, but that's a block too. When people say that, and it is a thing, right? Where there's a consistency, where things are important to people. It's kind of catching them on it and saying, okay, this is why you're here. This is why you are here talking to me at this time, right? Because I am the one to help you catch yourself on it.
Yes.
It's like you are the one who's doing the heavy lifting, right? The person who is doing the programming, they're the ones who, but as a counselor and all, it's like you can't go in and do the work for somebody. It's like you've done your own work as a counselor.
Yeah.
Trust me, believe me. It's like there's a lot of work that one does to get to that point of where they're helping others, where they're coaching others, whatever.
Yes.
That's not an easy road, but you're having to work through those issues of like, it's like, oh, that self-talk of like, I can't do this. I always, get excited about something and then I drop off, I fail at it. It's like, no, this is not something that you're going to allow yourself to talk yourself out of, because this is why, this is at the core of why, your life is not working. And so, let's, you keep at it. And it's just,
right. And that's
a half an hour,
You've talked yourself out of things over and over. And the thing is not to allow yourself to be talked out of. You could talk yourself out of it, but if your mind is going to change, the programming is going to help you change, that you're not going to be talking yourself out of things anymore.
That's right. It's less and less where it's that, default setting.
Yeah. Perfect career, perfect money, perfect, and perfection is a fleeting thing. There's no such thing as really perfection, but there is, definitely going toward a satisfaction, a fulfillment, a better confidence level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might, like not eat the perfect meal. We may like have a beautiful, balanced,
Pizza.
Something for
Yeah.
ourselves, and then have a cupcake for dessert. As far as like
Yeah.
we may, like treat ourselves with something.
Yeah. I'm not so probably attracted to cupcakes anymore, but I've
What?
done a lot of programming,
I
of
don't
not
know.
being,
Cupcakes?
interested in really cupcakes. But,
It's more telling about me, I think, than
because I've had
anything.
cupcakes around me lately. I haven't,
And
not
you've been
really.
able to like have the discipline to like
Yeah, I'm
not
kind of
dive
more
in.
into the savory thing. Yeah, I'm not
Ah,
into that as much. Yeah.
maybe if
Yeah, and
it's a
I
turmeric,
do. What?
like a turmeric cupcake.
I know that sounds awful. But I love a turmeric in my green drink, but no, which becomes orange then. But yeah,
Everything becomes
no,
orange with turmeric.
yeah, no, no.
But man, is it good for like as an anti-inflammatory and all.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Yeah.
wonders.
Oh no, it was just that I was helping Everest. She loves to bake.
Yeah, of course.
And,
It's like what kid doesn't live for cupcakes?
and it's just like, oh my
Or the kid
god.
in me.
We're gonna get rid of all this stuff. It was like Cheyenne when she was, when she was in culinary school and bringing home cakes every day during all that
Right.
time. It was just like Cheyenne. We have to find somebody to gift a cake to every day because we are definitely not eating this. And so we did, and she became so popular because she's gifting people cakes for months.
Right. It's like, Cheyenne,
Yeah.
where's my cake? I haven't had a cake in a while.
Yeah.
I'll eat it. I'm easy that way.
Well, of course,
I'll eat a cake.
but see, it's that mild thing. Yeah, coronavirus. Curse, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe not. Don't come over. Don't.
Well, I mean, somebody was telling me the other day, how the word broad came is that,
in what context? In what
broad.
context?
A woman is called a broad. Well, it's because women were sitting at desks and they became then, they became broader because they weren't like moving. So it's all about movement too. I mean, just moving your body, like walking and moving around.
Yeah, it's not a real like
necessary.
friendly term.
Yes. So we're a bit on our count now. And,
yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're in between a full moon and a new moon. So, Jason, do you have any announcements? Are you doing any Zooms or Om gatherings?
I have a class on Sunday. It's called What is My Gift? And it's a tarot class, and it's where we read for ourselves and for others, and look into the cards to see what others' gifts are, what your own gifts are, to talk about them, see them in the layers of meaning that the cards have. Yes. And then I have an abundance. It's like a meditation / tarot class on Wednesday of next week on Zoom. And that's through Muse House Retreat, a store that I used to work for. Hopefully it's still there in Tahunga, in Studio City. But those two classes through Zoom are upcoming, and there's new stuff every week. I'd like to kind of stretch the boundaries and just come up with like interesting experiences, because the more levels that you open up to with the tarot, as far as the layers of meaning, it's like you become that much more of a more comprehensive reader for everyone. So so thank you, Tara. Yes. What you got coming up?
Well, now I have the hypnotist training, so we'll take a few more people, for the social distancing, because I can fit 20 easily, but so, maybe 10, So it is July 20th, if anybody's interested. I'll make a little ad for it, but anyway, blessings, everybody. Lots of love. Love you, Jason.
Thank you. Love you too, Tara.
Thank you for listening to Transformations with Tara. Tara hopes this program brings guidance and insight towards a better tomorrow. If you have any questions or inquiries, or would just like to know more about Tara Sutphen's workshops and seminars or private sessions, please visit her website now at tarainsight.com. Until next time, many blessings.